So we'll get, and this is being recorded. All right, welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us today. This is an information session about OhioNet's State of Wellbeing of Ohio Library Workers Initiative. And this is based on the PERMA Wellbeing Survey for Workplaces. It was developed by the Wellbeing Lab, and the survey is open now for any library worker in Ohio to take, and it will remain open until November 3rd. And we really want to encourage as many people as possible to take the survey, both for their own benefit as well as for us to get a big picture of workplace well-being in our libraries. For this session today, I'm going to provide you with an introduction to the survey, a little bit about the science behind it, an overview of what you'll get when you take the survey, and some basic instructions for how to access the PERMA Wellbeing Survey. And there will be time at the end for questions and comments. So let's just start with what we mean by well-being. Many people often think about health only, like drinking water, eating right, exercise, but there are many different definitions for well-being, as many as different definitions as there are humans on Earth. Even researchers can't decide on one universal definition. So the definition that we'll use is the one that the Wellbeing Lab, who created the PERMA Wellbeing Survey, prefer to use, as it covers all the bases of most definitions and it's easy to remember. And it's proposed by Professor Felicia Huppert. And she says that well-being is your ability to feel good and function effectively. And ability is the key word in that definition. It's not that you're always going to feel good. It's that well-being is what gives you the resources to navigate the highs and lows that we all experience in our daily lives. It allows us to be well, feeling good physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, intellectually, and socially, and to do good. So achieving what we would like to each day, be that at work, at home, or in our communities. So getting specific about how we're feeling allows us to more intelligently manage it. And improving our well-being vocabulary is a really important part of being able to care for our well-being and helping others do the same. So we just want to start by checking in on how you've been feeling over the last month at work. So I'm going to ask you to just reflect on the questions here. You can close your eyes, look down at your laptop, take a nice slow breath in, and just tune in to how you're feeling right now. And as you take another slow, deep breath, think about over the last few days and listen carefully to choose which of these states describes best how you've been feeling. So really struggling, feeling on top of the world, not feeling terrible, but just getting by, or living well despite some struggles. So once you've chosen the description that best describes your feeling over the last month, again, that's really struggling, feeling on top of the world, not feeling terrible, but just getting by, or living well despite some struggles. Just hold on to that as we move forward and talk a little bit more about this. I can get my slides to go. Here we go. So well-being comprises both thriving and struggle. Traditionally, most well-being measures have used a single continuum to assess someone's levels of well-being. For instance, either you are well or you're unwell. But researchers like Professor Corey Keyes and then members of the Wellbeing Lab proposed that a two-continuum model was required in order to measure the presence or absence of mental health on one continuum. In other words, how much someone is thriving. And the presence or absence of mental struggle on an intersecting continuum. So how little or how high our struggle is at the moment. And what emerged from the research is that individuals who were high and thriving despite their struggles generally functioned better than those who were low in struggles, but also low in thriving. So in other words, despite popular belief, we can be experiencing high levels of struggle and high levels of well-being at the same time. And it's normal and it's healthy for well-being to ebb and flow based on what's happening around us and the choices we're making. So, contrary to what we've learned through like pop psychology or toxic positivity, it is normal and it's healthy for our well-being to ebb and flow. So when measuring our levels of well-being, it's important to not only have a shared definition, but also a shared framework. This lets us get clear on what it is we're focusing on and what we're measuring. So this is the PERMA framework. Obviously, the PERMA Well-Being Survey uses this framework. And this framework was chosen not because it's been conclusively proven as the single roadmap to well-being, but because researchers have found that the PERMA framework is an easy way for people to understand, measure, and take action around the well-established evidence-based elements of well-being. And PERMA, the well-being framework, was developed by researcher and former president of the American Psychological Association, Dr. Martin Seligman. From the University of Pennsylvania. And he proposed that our well-being comprises the presence of positive emotions, moments of regular heartfelt positivity, like spending time in nature, finding reasons to laugh, practicing mindfulness, expressing gratitude, and the like. And that fuels your resilience. And then next is engagement. So using your neurological strengths, the things that you're good at and enjoy doing to feel more confident, energized, and engaged in tasks. And then the next pillar is relationships. So that's about making time to genuinely connect with other people by showing kindness or being compassionate and savoring the feelings of warmth and trust between you. And then there's meaning. And that's about understanding how what you do each day has a positive impact on others and feeling connected to something larger than yourself. Accomplishments is next, and that's about embracing a learning mindset and challenging your fears to cultivate the grit you need to achieve what matters most to you. And then we have health, what we often think of. So that is about eating well, moving regularly, taking time to recover, and sleeping deeply each day to ensure that you have the energy that you need to thrive. And the key to the PERMA framework is that it's multidimensional. So you can think of it like a dashboard that allows a pilot to fly a plane. No one dial indicates how an airplane is functioning. So you need a little or a lot of all of these elements. And then we often hear a lot about self-care. However, caring for our well-being is not a solo endeavor. Our well-being perceptions, experiences, and behaviors are diverse and spread through a complicated web of social connections at the me level, that's the individual worker, or the self-care level, but also at the we level, that would be our teams. And then at the us level, that would be the entire workplace, or even the communities that surround them. So that's why when we look to measure and improve our ability to care for well-being, we need to intervene at each of these levels, the individual level, and you can do that through taking the survey yourself, but also at the team level through developing team well-being practices and supports, and at the organizational level through evidence-informed policies, procedures, trainings, those sorts of things. So the PERMA survey will look at all of those levels of well-being. And if you take the PERMA well-being survey, it involves completing and receiving two different kinds of reports. Each person that takes the survey will receive the individual report. So you'll get a report on your results of your state of well-being, and then you'll also get, it's optional if you download it, a personal well-being plan. And that's free and it's confidential and it just goes to the individual who takes the survey. And then at the end of the survey period, we at OhioNet will receive the organizational level report. So a report that collates the de-identified results of individuals, teams, and organizations. And then we will also get the second part of that, which would be a workplace well-being plan. That's really we can look at for the whole state. So once the survey ends, we at OhioNet will hold a session to debrief and share the well-being results of library workers across the state. Once we do that, we'll also hold some dialogue sessions around each of the PERMA pillars and based on the results of the survey, so we can design some resources and activities to help care for the overall well-being of library workers. And these two reports are both designed to enhance people's ability to care for their well-being at both an individual and organizational level. So it's common for people to think they should aim for a perfect score or to immediately look at their lowest areas of well-being or to worry about what a normal score looks like. Instead, the researchers and the survey creators recommend focusing on being curious about our results and experimenting with the suggestions that you're given with your optional well-being plans, and remembering that the aim is to keep learning. So when can you use the survey tool? Well, we opened it on September 27th. So far, 93 people have taken it. It will be open until November 3rd. As I said before, we really want to encourage as many library workers in Ohio to take it as possible. It's free, completely free for people to take it and get their personal report. A mass email went out in a campaign that had the web link to use to complete the questions and get the reports. And we'll pop that link in the chat as well in case you did not get the email. And there it is. And that is our unique URL, so that at the end of the survey period, OhioNet will get all of the compiled results. It takes less than 5 minutes. You'll get your personal report immediately, and all of your information is held by the Wellbeing Lab, and it's completely confidential. As I said before, at the end of the survey period, we at OhioNet will receive a State of Wellbeing of Ohio Library Workers report. And we have a date scheduled of November 17th from 11 to 12:30 to offer a debrief. Just kind of go over the results and give some insight into the data. And then beginning in December on Fridays from 11 to 12:30, we'll be holding open virtual discussions about each of the PERMA pillars based on the survey results so that we can create some well-being resources to share with the library community. So those are the details of the survey, and I'm going to open it for questions now. And I will turn the slideshow off, and feel free to turn your cameras on or just pop in the chat if you'd like. Yes, I see a hand up.
Hi, yeah, I heard that you said that on 11/17 from 11 to noon or 12:30 actually would be the debrief, but I was writing it down and I missed. When did you say that there was going to start to be a series of sessions on each of the pillars?
Those will start in December. I pull my calendar up real fast. And they'll be on Fridays, except for December 22nd, so we don't bump up against Christmas. So we'll be starting on December 1st, and there's 6 sessions, skipping the 22nd.
We're going to have those at a certain time then on every Friday?
Yeah, same time, 11 to 12:30.
Thank you.
And those will be dialogues. So if you participate in those, there'll be some questions that we generate based on the results of the survey so that people can go in breakout rooms and come up with ideas for how we can support library workers in each of those pillars. And we'll be sending more information out with the dates closer to the end of the survey period. Any other questions? I'm going to
Hi.
pop.
Oh, sorry, I have a quick question.
Right ahead.
So by participating in the survey, will we get the emails with the follow-up information? Or just by participating in this webinar, will we receive it or?
We'll send it out to the same email list that we sent the original campaign message to. Because your results are confidential, we won't know who took the survey.
Okay, got it. Right. Thank you.
But we'll widely publicize through our regular email channels on our website and newsletter.
Okay, great. Thanks.
And I'm popping my email in the chat in case anybody has any questions that you think of after. Has anyone here taken the survey and received your report already?
I have. It was actually pretty interesting. So we'll see how I do in implementing the plan.
So one of the things that you can do is take it on a regular basis, and you can just take it right on the Wellbeing Labs website, and so it doesn't have to go through our unique URL afterwards, but it'll keep your information, and you can kind of watch your scores like across a period of time to see how you're doing.
That would be interesting.
And I was going to just give people a suggestion if you don't get your or don't find your report to check your junk mail, because sometimes organizations like the Wellbeing Lab can not make it through your filter. And I will add that two of us here at OhioNet completed the certificate in creating workplace well-being from the Wellbeing Lab and are certified to administer and debrief the survey. So any questions people have about that, feel free to reach out to us. And then we always say, and what else? Any other comments or questions?
Hi, Michelle. Sorry, I was a little late, but I was trying to do the link and it didn't seem to be working for me. So I don't know if I was doing the wrong thing. It was telling me to log in after I went to the link.
Okay, you do have to create an account.
Okay.
It's free to create the account.
Okay.
But once you go to the link, you'll just create an account and then you can take the survey.
Okay. Thank you.
And I'm going to ask Heather, is there anything you can think of that I'm forgetting to tell people?
that this recording will be available on the website.
Okay,
And
thank
we'll
you.
send a message out about it too.
So if you have a colleague that you want to share the information with, feel free, and you can share the login with any library workers in Ohio. Okay, if we don't have any more questions, we can say goodbye, and hopefully everybody can get on and get your login and take the survey. And we look forward to seeing the results in November and sharing everything with everyone. So thank you, everyone.